Okay, welcome to my workshop, because that's basically all I do here. um, it's a bit of, I wouldn't call it a mess. Although failed projects are usually quite the mess. Just sitting on it like, oh, it didn't work out. But anyway, as promised, I am going to start with showing you how to actually raise your vibration. I'm going to show you how to pass energy, or not just pass energy through your body, but move it rapidly. I'm going to get you started with that. And I'm going to also recommend, I'm going to show you this book because it's really good. And it's so old now, like the lamination is coming off. But I've had it, I think, since I was around 14, maybe 15. But I started reading it at Barnes and Noble. And I just knew I had to get it, and I practiced it. I practiced the hell out of it, and this will take you very, very far as well, especially with what it is that I intend to show you. This is the front of the cover. Notice that it's Astral Dynamics, a new approach of out-of-body experience by Robert Bruce. Another name for this book is actually Astral Dynamics, New Energy Ways, NEW. So you might want to check that out. I had bookmarks out. No, there's a bookmark. I have a bookmark in here for getting back into the projection techniques, which I don't necessarily need anymore, but I like to go back over and from time to time to regear my mind toward tapping back into it. But anyway, okay, in that book, it basically explains to you what I'm going to explain to you now. Except I'm going to teach the technique that I learned from my childhood before I got the book. I'm going to start you off with that, and then kind of ease into that, and then go back into some experimental meditations, which kind of involve a bit of Tai Chi, a bit of Qigong. So, I don't even know if you can hear me. Try to get the mic going, but for some reason it just didn't want to work. Try BT mono and open camera, all this, and it just will cut off every time. Just like, come on, dude. Just making life hard for me. So, here's what I learned, okay, from a young age, because I would have dreams about, not even about combat, but I would have dreams that would involve lots of I wouldn't even want to say conflict, sort of. But conflict seems like you start off like rabble. Not so much that, but more like, oh snap, these things are coming after me. You gotta go. And sometimes it's realistic. Sometimes it's people who become other things. Sometimes it's things who disguise themselves as people. Sometimes it's like a few zombie ones. Those are not so bad, but for the faint of heart, for those who might even think that they will like that kind of a thing, it can get really weird. Dreams can get really spooky and leave kind of a stain on your spirit and make you feel kind of icky. But let us begin. So, what I learned is thought I would have a way to put it without sounding crazy, but I don't. So when I was younger, I heard a voice that told me, and I'm pretty sure I said this before, to record the sensations that emotions brought. And from that, I could concentrate those emotions to create different effects. So, um, anger was one of my go tos and one of my most explored emotions. So, I got a really good grasp on how to channel energy through my body using that um, frequency of energy. Most people will say that, oh, anger makes you this and that and the other. But honestly, I'm pretty sure that they're bandwagoning and they don't really um, have a grasp on the warrior aspect. So, that is not to say that you should walk around angry all the time. That is not to say this meditation will be about anger. And yes, this is a meditation. And your eyes can be open or closed. It doesn't matter. Closed is really good, but I'm not going to say open is better, but open still works if you have the imaginative juices regardless. So, what you're going to want to do is this to start off. Or better yet, let me explain this to you first how to channel that energy. Think of a moment in time. You've done it before. Most people have done it before. If you've been in a fight or if you've seen something falling off of a table or something like that and you went to go catch it, things like that. There's like a certain burst of energy. You feel it in your legs and your arms. And then there's an image at the same time, maybe before or after, I'm not really, it depends. There's a moment where you visualize something and you immediately do it. So what you want to do is take control of that. What you're going to do is remember a moment in time that's just like that. Feel it as if it's happening right now. It's like someone antagonizing. Maybe somebody pushed you like this, and you know how it's always that step back. It's always like boom, boom. Like you might have seen it, or other things happen, but it doesn't matter. My point is this: um, feel that moment, that boom, when it goes, and you feel it in your legs and your arms. Now, just sample that for a moment, okay? And then what I want you to do is um, to focus it. You want to start very small. Start very small. This is the most simple and basic meditation ever. It's so much simpler than clearing your mind of all thoughts. You should be more focused on clearing your mind of words than thoughts necessarily. But here we go. Take this index finger, or take a finger. It doesn't matter if it's this one, this one, this one. It doesn't matter if it's your toe, So what you want to do is press the middle of your hand, your palm, or the back. Doesn't matter, anywhere. Choose a point on your body. Doesn't matter. But for now, we're going to do this. Close your eyes, and rub in a circle like this. Feel it, not just on this hand, but feel it at the tip of your finger as well. Feel the entire motion. And then what you want to do is, once you recorded that in your mind, what it feels like, what I want you to do is take this hand away, or just put it to the side, or whatever. Just put it to your side. And then what you're going to do is feel yourself do it again. So bring your hand toward it. Stop. You can do it from here too. Doesn't matter. But the idea, pressure. But anyway, what you want to do is I can feel it from here. Anyway, um, with the intent of touching your palm, feel it. Feel it as if you're moving your hand toward it. Feel it as if you're literally touching, actually touching the palm in circles. Visualize in your mind. Visualize is different from imagining, which this book kind of explains to a degree. Well, it explains it in a depth. But the idea is that imagination is just like some distant cartoon in your head, whereas visualization is engaging the action or the vision with your body, with your senses. You get what I mean? Meaning smell, taste, touch, sight to a degree, sound. You engage all these senses into those actions. Same way with this. You might not necessarily use sound, although you could add sound effects if you wanted to. If you can hear this, you can do that if you want to in your mind to make it even more real, or even just the rubbing sound. But the idea is to align your intent with your imagination, with your visualization. Okay? So from there, what you can do is starting to get a little bit more advanced. So what you want to do is, without doing this and this, you're going to feel that point. Visualize a point. You can visualize even where you touch it. You can visualize a ball of light or a point of light, any color, doesn't matter which. It can change colors for all I care. It doesn't matter. And then what you're going to do is you're going to will it up your fingertips. Okay? You can expand it out to all of them. Expand it out and bring it back to this point. Expand it out, bring it back to this point. Keep doing that. And then whenever you're ready, drag it up your arm, through your bones, up your shoulder, across your chest. You can actually do it on both sides simultaneously, which I highly recommend. Get into it. A faster way to do this is to, instead of doing this like I did here, which is very simplistic, what you can do to speed up the process is fill up a bucket of water and dip your hand into it slowly and feel it go around your hands. Maybe even me just describing you reaching your hand down into water, into cold, ice cold water, will get you to visualize and feel that sensation. What you want to do is bring it in and up your arms, up your neck, for some reason, people here, I do it outside. People, for some reason, think I'm summoning the devil. The fuck? But anyway, what you want to do is you want to replicate that same feeling from your toes to your heel, to your ankle, to your knee, to your upper thigh, to your groin, your butt, all the way up, your spine especially. You want to be able to bring it up your spine, starting from the base, which they would call the root chakra, and going up. This book actually says that you should avoid stimulating those areas, the groin and the base of the spine, But I found out through certain experiences that um, if you don't have a good flow from your root, you actually disrupt the flow of energy. And as Dan Winter talks about as well, I, I listen to him because what he speaks on is very accurate to my experiences. It will start to feel a little bit strange. So if you aren't comfortable with your sexuality, um, either get comfortable with who you are and just separate. Um, separate even sexuality from it. It will feel a bit weird, especially from the root because it's like right there with your what can I say, chocolate coated donut. So you want to make sure. That's a weird, delicious way to put it. I probably should put it some other way. But anyway, uh, I'm hungry. So, ew. Well, this is getting awkward. But anyway, so um, it's gonna feel a little bit strange. But that's for more advanced um, things. Right now, what you're doing as you do this, as you condition yourself to do it, what you'll be doing is you'll be opening your meridians. And this doesn't mean open your meridians to attack. What this means is that you're opening gates to a degree. Or think of it like this. You have open circuits and you're closing them. Think about it like you're creating connections which allow energy to flow easily or without hindrance. And trust me, it can get you out of a lot of jams, especially let's say if you're a person who has been under any kind of electromagnetic attack, which holy fuck, man. Like the first time I experienced that, I thought I was about to die. I was like, man, this feels kind of nice though. But it was terrible, you know? Um, just a feeling, just the feeling of it felt like my head was in a microwave or something. And it started to get really hard to breathe. Um, Everything started to get bright and I heard this sizzling sound, like the oh fuck. And then that forced me to actually realize that I had been lacking in my meditation. I had been lacking in my energy flowing. So if you can um, um, ease your flow of energy up your neck and to the top of your head, or up your arms, shoulders, back, all of that, this will mitigate that kind of attack. Maybe I'll get hit harder. Who knows? But I remember the first two times I got hit with it. The first time I passed out. It was like I was fighting it. I was fighting it. So at first I was sitting in the chair. I'm like, oh shit. And then I started feeling like I was gonna fall over. So I was like, fuck this chair. So I sat down on the ground, and then it was like I started feeling like I was gonna fall over, and I'm hearing his voice say, "Oh, he gives up too easy," something like this, some blah blah blah. I'm like, "Oh fuck, what is going on?" So I'm fighting it now because I'm like, "Oh, somebody trying to get me. I need to make sure I get up." And so I did get up, and it was so weird because I turned like this, and then I was looking at my brick wall outside, and it has a little ledge on it with a corner. It's a pretty good corner, very sturdy. And I remember looking at it, and then all of a sudden it was closer, and then it was right here, and then I was looking up, and then I was on the ground. What the fuck? You know? And I like blinked and like don't fuck that shit. And I got up, came back in here, and passed out over here just a little bit, like. But I got up, and I managed to get to the tub. Cold water does help running on myself. The second time, after realizing what it was, Because actually, after it happened, I heard a voice say, "Oh, that was," and this sounds crazy as hell, but I literally heard a voice say, "That was an electromagnetic attack." What the fuck? That was crazy because I could. For people who don't know what it's like to really hear voices, to really hear, I don't know if it was VTS or um, a spirit, but it could have been VTS because it sounded like it was they were describing what they were putting me through. So, but I actually managed to fight it. The last time it happened, I'm just going to the last time it happened. Last time it happened, um, I got my flow right. I ended up sitting down, and I got through it. Focus on my energy flow. Got it got the ease going through my neck and everything. And it's just fine. So that was a hell of a tangent, but seriously, um, get your shit right because, man, let me tell you. So, next stage, what you want to do, this stage right here is for further stimulation of the energy bodies and potentially training yourself to astral project to a degree, among other things. There's other things that you might tap into, which I'm not here to dictate. So, what you want to do is roll my ankles. What I do is kind of like stand on my ankle a little bit, scrunchy. Everybody ever thought about like how the fuck? You know, in Bruce Lee movies when he, like, what the fuck? Is that guy really dead? What happened? Just like put him out like a cigarette. Really? What? I don't know. I don't know the viability of that, but anyway, as it is, I'm on the ball of my foot and I'm twisting into it and stretching my Achilles tendon. Also, rolling it to the side against the ankle. Whew. I'm not that flexible anymore. I used to be more flexible, but I ended up going through a condition which kind of limited that quite a lot. So I'm really trying to break through it. And I have healed a lot, but it has taken time. I had to defeat a whole layer of depression that was ridiculous, but it was crazy. Shit was crazy. Thought I was losing everything, but now I treat it like a chrysalis to a degree. I just need more activity. But don't overdo it. Roll your knees, you know. Get all the crunchy shit out. Whew. This isn't always necessary, but I'm gonna warm up so that I can do a little bit of a Bladework lesson for my own specific style, which I haven't decided on the name yet. I have one. One of them is the invisible cut, which sounds kind of crazy, right? But once you see it, you kind of, well, you probably wouldn't be able to see it. You probably wouldn't be able to see it, but if you were in front of me, you would be able to see it. So I'll do my best to kind of walk people through that just a little bit. For those of you who go through issues with being stalked and everything, this will at least get people to stop approaching you with bullshit. In the very least, they'll just stick to hiding in dumpsters Fucking garbage monkeys. So anyway, okay, here we go. Advanced stage. For those of you who are already beyond this and that and all of this, okay? What you want to do is visualize a hand inside of your hand. What does that mean? It means take this hand that you have, or if you have enough, visualize a hand, doesn't matter. Or visualize enough, doesn't matter. What you want to do is visualize that your astral body is there. Feel that same energy coursing through you. And then what you want to do is separate those hands from the physical hand and move. Okay? Move. And allow it to trail behind your physical movement. Okay? I'm not going hard because I'm not used to being on camera, but maybe at some point when I'm used to it. And then at the very end of it, what you want to do is pull it back inside. Okay? I think I skipped a lesson. I skipped a lesson. Sorry about that. Let's go. Let's take it back. Let's take it to like 3.5 or something like that, or stage 3, where we go back to the story that I told you about anger. So usually what I do, I like to start hot. I like to start off. For Dragon Ball Z fans, okay, or anybody who knows about how they always power up. I was always like, that's what you want to do, okay? When you figure this out, you'll be able to control your heart rate. When you figure this out, you'll be able to increase your heart rate, which to some people sounds bad, but I can't explain the feeling. How many times I've done this and how long I've experienced with it. What I would do is, let's say I was outside running, I would run until my legs are burning, or like I feel like I can't run anymore, or I'm getting tired, my lungs are, burning, and then I would jolt myself with like, it's almost like taking like a Beyblade or something like that. You take a ripcord, boom, and and I just turn it on even more, and I would go, and then my legs start to burn again. I would start to slow down again, and I would hit myself again. Go, 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 go. So I've done that to the point where I couldn't feel my legs. And that's a little bit of a thing, let me tell you. It's pretty fun. So let's start, okay? This is for those of you who figure it out. If you haven't figured it out yet, go pause the video or stop the video, go somewhere else, and keep working on the basics, okay? But for now, what we're going to do is we're going to do what I call ignite. Another thing that I would call it is burst crack, which is what I called it when I was a kid. I called it burst cracking because it feels like a burst of energy that crackles through your body, which is pretty fucking self-explanatory. So where we start? Okay. Once you have that flow going, once you have access to a point where you can feel everything, feel inside yourself, inside your body, feel inside your brain, like inside your head, feel your spine, feel everything going up, feel everything. What you're going to do is palms, feet, okay? So that was something that was not visible, but what you're going to do is, how do I explain that sensation? It's a little bit more than just bringing the energy up and through yourself like that. How do I even explain that? You know, it's the same sensation that you had when something was falling and you went, boom, you went and you caught it. Or somebody pushed you and you immediately caught them, or something like this, okay? It's the same feeling. But what you learn to do is either create moments where you go boom, 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 or you go boom, 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 and keep it going, okay? This is very good for weight loss if you're interested, because you will be able to stimulate your body, your electrical centers, your nervous system, yada yada, very, very effectively. And it will heat you up when you're cold, all these different things. They heat you up when you're cold. If you control the flow, it'll cool you off when you're hot. It just depends on the different emotions and experimentations that you do with yourself. You got to figure it out for yourself. I mean, I kind of point some stuff out, but okay. So anyway, now that we got past that, break out. Okay. With this hand, I split this way. Okay. With this hand, I split this way. Okay. What you can do, what I like to do is throw frisbee. So, because I'm proficient at it, well, I'm proficient with the sword, right? Because I'm proficient with it, I can feel myself throwing it, and I can feel it travel across a distance. So what you want to do is you want to be able to feel as if you are actually throwing something, or there's something extending from you. That also helps. So anything that you practice that has anything to do with anything that you've done over and over and over again to the point where you do it subconsciously, where you don't have to think anymore, you bring it out. And those were frisbee throws. Let me back up a little bit, probably in the see. So slowly. Okay? I'm throwing a frisbee. I mean, but they also can practice for sword swings, but my sword technique is a little bit different from our frisbee throws, but I often like to visualize the disc as a weapon. So okay, let's go. My technique is this. When I go up, inhaling, I'm bringing the energy up. You can either do it from your skin or internally. And then when you breathe out, what I want you to do is press. I want you to apply pressure. And when you apply that pressure, it's like you're pushing energy, you're forcing energy up. Keep doing it. Instead of up, down, you do up, 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 up. Okay? So you can, it's a good way to show you. Let me see. It's like this is similar to a technique of astral projection where once you feel the vibration, once you feel yourself going, what you'll do is push yourself out of the bed. But instead of just using your essence, you would, in your visualization, you would also move your body. You don't have to. In fact, you can do it out of sync, which is really good. What you want to do is, for those who want to do this for astral projection reasons, you want to do it to the point where you loosen yourself, where it's like, I think in modern psychology they'll call it depersonalization or derealization. I'm not sure. I think derealization is feel like you're in a dream. Depersonalization is when you feel separate from your body. So what you want to do is put yourself into a state of depersonalization, where it feels like you're sitting next to yourself. Okay, but don't panic. Let it be. Feel yourself over there. Okay, and keep doing that. In fact, after you're done with this, what I want you to do is just sit down in a chair and just lift your hand. If you're smart, you know what I'm saying. Lift your hand. Don't actually lift your hand. In fact, with your physical hand, I would say push down. But just so slightly, just the smallest movement to where, let's say if you were touching memory foam, that you wouldn't leave an indentation in it. You want to push down to the point where it just feels like similar to trying to walk while you're tied down, or trying to move when you're tied down. Okay. Okay. There is no outside technique that you have to conform to. Do your thing. Do what feels right. Move how you want to move. And I'm talking to you and myself. Okay? So don't even follow me. What I'm doing here, these circles that I'm doing, what you can do is, as you rotate, as you have the lag behind you, what you can do is speed it up to the point where even your physical hand passes through that energy. But then it creates more momentum, more momentum, more momentum. Okay? And then when you're ready, just bring it back to you. Okay? Not ready to show that yet, but soon. Not that yet. This meditation might make you feel tired, okay? Which is not a problem, because it can be just like exercise. When you do push-ups, let's say you can only do 10 push-ups, you do 20, 15 or 20, you're going to be sore, and you're going to have to recover. You're going to be tired. The added bonus to this kind of exhaustion or this kind of tiredness is that your spirit will actually be charged, okay? Which means that once you sleep, once the body is tired, when you sleep, your energy will be so stimulated that you can easily lucid dream And from there, you can ask for that if you want, if you have the know-how, if you have the ability or the luck. Okay? So, that might be enough. You might have it. And the next one, maybe I'll use this. Oh, it's a katana, but long swords are better. Shut the fuck up. I recommend you get one of these. Um, there are a few more exercises to do with things like this. Okay? There's a few more exercises to do. Whew, I'm not used to this mask yet. Okay. Anyway, good luck in your practice. May you make great progress. If you are religious, it's time you learn where those things come from. It's time you take a step outside of this physicality. It's going to show you a lot. If you're a person of words, I meant to say this, you're someone who cannot feel this or does not have the mind to be able to translate this into action, either keep trying or just go, it's not for you. A very good thing to do is to eliminate words from your thought pattern, from your thoughts. I am speaking in English. I do still think in words, yes. But what I'm saying is visualize more, see more, speak less. And I'm not talking about with the mouth necessarily. I'm talking about with the mind. You want to be able to see things as they could be in a moment's notice. Practice that. Okay. Good luck, everybody.